Hey you guys, what's up? I'm back with another video and it is your girl Astro Money. But today we are going to jump to two new birth charts, and the first one is going to be Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber Baldwin. Bieber. I mean, that's pretty appropriate. They're married, right? Typically, you know, I'm not too up to date with these two, but I do see them a lot, and I do. There's been times where I've seen on Justin's social media where he'll be so gassed and excited about how intense their relationship is, and I think it's so inspiring to the world, you know, that you can really find a love that pure and in entertainment, so holistic. So let's jump right into it. I got these birth charts from astrocharts.com. They seem to be very accurate to me, but let me know if there's any discrepancies. And like I said in all my videos, astrology is not the be-all tell-all. It is just a skeleton of how our personalities are naturally depicted. Personality and free will will always trump all. You can always figure out and understand somebody else, even if you aren't necessarily compatible. So let's start off with the sun sign. And the sun sign, you know, is how is your glasses on how you view life. So Hailey's sun sign is in Sagittarius and Justin Bieber's sun sign is in Pisces. So this is really funny. I mean, Justin will definitely be the first person out of the two of them to post a really lovey-dovey relationship post on Instagram. You know, I think it's really cute that he gets a Pisces sign. I love seeing men with Pisces placements because they're so empathetic and they're just not, you know, typically they're not afraid to show it. I mean, if they are, I mean, that's a whole nother can of worms that gotta go down. I mean, if they are, there's a whole nother conversation that has to be had. But I think it's beautiful whenever men have Pisces, like major Pisces placements. So he's definitely more just naturally more understanding and giving and more like dreamy and love struck in their relationship. So, and we can definitely see that by how much he talks about his wife, fiance. I don't know if they're married or not. I should probably figure that out. And Hailey has a Sagittarius sun. So these people, like I said, you know, they're outgoing, they're upbeat, you know, they typically say that they don't want to be held down in relationships, but you know, like I said, it's always dependent upon what your other major chart placements will be that are gonna, you know, determine who you really are on the inside. So next we have okay, so Hailey's moon is in Taurus and Justin Bieber's moon is in Libra. So this is also very interesting. So the moon sign is who we are when we're most comfortable, when we're alone, the person who we know very intensely. So although you know, Hailey's moon sign, sun sign is in Sagittarius, her moon is in Taurus, and Tauruses are those, they're the sign of the zodiac. They want stability, they want traditional lifestyles, they're really stubborn, they're really solid, they're grounded, but they could appreciate any water placements, offerings, because, you know, think of it as earth and water. You know, I'm earth, you're water. Whatever you give to me is nurturing me to grow into a better person. Justin's sun sign, you know, communicating to Hailey's moon sign that's a really good combo right there. So in the same sense, Justin's air moon, Libra, is flaming Hailey's fire sun in Sagittarius. So this is also a good, so they're just, even though they're a little bit, you know, they're not typically, even though they're not like, you know, like they're matching like this, they're matching like this. So they're still connected, you know, they're still able to, you know, move a little bit out of what their normality is to appreciate other aspects of what the other person is willing to give. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It rules how we talk, think, and figure out things. So Mercury, Hailey's Mercury is in Sagittarius, and Justin's Mercury is in Aquarius. So this is a nice match. So when it comes to natural communication, they are a go. They probably enjoy, you know, just casual conversation, deep conversation, intellectual conversation. They're probably going back and forth, sharing pieces of intellectual information with each other. They enjoy each other just casually. And this is a really beautiful thing, because despite their mismatched placements, just in a day-to-day, they communicate in a way that really resonates with the other person. And that, I can say, is something to be very thankful for. Haley's Venus is in Libra and Justin's Venus is in Pisces. So this is really interesting right here. You know, I really think, you know, that, you know, this is interesting because people can rule that, you know, my mom always told me, you want to date somebody who likes you more than you like them. And as problematic as that could possibly be, you know, I think right here in the situation, I think emotionally, Haley is able to provide Justin with a rock. And for him to be so empathetic and emotional, you know, emotional gets a bad rap. Being emotional isn't always a bad thing. And for him to be so empathetic and emotional, it's so crucial for him to have a grounding to, you know, that's gonna absorb all of that, those waves of emotion that he's gonna naturally emit. And despite, you know, Haley having some fire and air placement, she definitely has a solid moon placement so far, and that's a big one when it comes to emotion. So the way that Justin emotes, she's able to take it, even though she may not naturally be able to reciprocate or say the same things that he says. She's able to empathize with it and receive it. And I think that's what anybody would want. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, Venus is a sign that rules how we love and what we're attracted to and what we love. So Mars is the planet that rules how we assert ourselves. It's how we take action. It's the energy around us. It's our ambition and how we assert ourselves when we're angry. Haley's Mars is in Virgo. And Justin Bieber's Mars is in Aquarius. So this is really interesting. This is really interesting as well. You know, I think we don't know what happens behind their closed doors, but you know, but Haley moves in a way where she's really focused. She takes work very seriously. And I mean, I guess for somebody like Justin Bieber, who is a fucking super mega pop star, you would want somebody who appreciates the value of work. And also, this is another earth placement, so this is something that's good for him because if he has so many water placements. So this is very, very good for him. And in the latter term, his Mars is in Aquarius, so he just tends to sometimes be detached. So he has a lot of water and air. There's like Pisces, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Aquarius. You know, I'm so curious to sit down with him and ask him, what is it like to be so emotional but yet so detached at the same time? You know, Justin is naturally detached. You know, Haley can offset that with her fire placements. So this is a really, really interesting match. I think that they have really found diamonds in the rough in both areas for Haley and Justin. But it's beautiful. This is an example of how you don't necessarily have to match in every dynamic of your chart. It's really dependent upon how open you are to understanding the other person. How open are you to learning new ways to love and emote for somebody? There's always a way to make it work, because that's what is. And finally, we'll go to the North Node, and the North Node is the sign that our soul comes down to earth to eventually grow into. Haley's North Node is in Libra, and Justin's North Node is in Scorpio. So this is really interesting. So the opposite of Libra North Node is Aries, and the opposite of Scorpio North Node is Taurus. So, and, you know, this is also very interesting. Haley really is, you know, she really aspires to continuously she really aspires to be lighthearted and you know, just being surrounded by positive energy. Libras are all about that, and I think that what Justin has to offer her just in a physical life really can help lead her to that Libra goal that her soul may have. And I mean, in the same sense, it's interesting, you know, Justin has a Scorpio North Node placement, and that's somebody who may be veering towards more intimate and deep levels of passion in somebody's life. And I have a lot of Scorpio placements, and honestly I love them, but sometimes they can really get the best of me because, you know, we're able to brood really intense emotion. And this makes me worry a little bit because, you know, Haley does have a lot of fire and air placements, so this may be a little challenging for him to grow into. But at the same time, you know, we do have a cheerleader here in Haley's moon being in Taurus, and her Mars being in Taurus. I mean, her Mars being in Virgo, sorry. So there's hope here. There's hope. You know, I think they definitely have a beautiful relationship still. This doesn't affect how I see them. I think that this is a very beautiful example of how we can look at a couple who is willing to do the groundwork because they have enough, because they have enough passion to keep them there. And I think that's what the best relationships understand. You know, we may not be similar, we may not always understand each other, but to have the patience to understand and grow with somebody, I mean, I need to take a couple notes on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing it. Let me know what you think about it, and if there's anybody else you want me to look into, just let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.